Dun, dun, dun. We're back. Your Cre8tivity.
How you been, Steve?
I'm alive.
Well, that's good.
It's holiday time, Dylan.
It is. Things are crazy right now.
Yeah.
How's business?
Things are crazy right now, Dylan. It's probably a better question for the staff because I'm the least important one. So they actually probably prefer when I'm not here because I just get in the way.
You're a cheerleader too, though.
Yeah, but I'm kind of like, oh, those look really good. And then I just start eating everything. So it's probably valuable that I'm not here.
Gotcha.
So, but Dylan, today we have a good guest.
We do.
Elizabeth Leach.
Yeah, she has a podcast on the network called All Wrong. It took a hiatus. It's back. She just did a 3-hour episode.
Yeah, unbelievable.
How the hell did you do a 3-hour episode?
It's just like when you have so much childhood trauma to talk about, you could just keep talking forever. You know, you just don't even need to stop.
So don't bring up my childhood trauma.
No, totally do. We could stay here all day.
To talk about my trauma?
Yeah.
Where did All Wrong come from? Because I knew it after it came on.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird. I just did stand-up comedy around town, and I made friends with this other comic named Jonathan Falconer, and he used to do late night Family Jewels, if you remember that podcast.
Yeah.
And he mentioned something to Sasha Bloom, the old podcast bro, and I said I would love to have a show, and I'd love to call it Alt Wrong because I think that's very funny. And he said, what would you do it on? And I said, you'll find out. And that's basically the story of that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, and I know some of your early episodes, you're really a big fan of horoscopes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I think that they tell us everything about everything we need to know.
Wait, you're either an Aries or a Leo.
I'm an Aries, and Lauren is a Leo. Yeah.
Okay, Lauren was a Leo.
Yes.
And you're crazy because, like, okay, you totally, like, you kind of feel that Aries, it was an accurate, like,
Yeah.
depiction of yourself.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I thought, that's why, horoscopes are so frustrating for me, is I just feel like they can't possibly be true, but then somehow they are. Like, for whatever reason. When are your guys' birthdays?
June 11th. I'm a Gemini.
There you go.
What
Okay.
would you guess my birthday is?
I don't know. Probably Sagittarius. What are you, November?
I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio. Oh, my God, but I
And
was
you
close.
said that I was you in your podcast. You referred to Scorpios as assholes, and
I'm sorry.
I mean, you kind of basically said that we're all jerks.
Listen, I think maybe that was Lauren. I think she has more history with Scorpios. My history with a Scorpio is once, I think. But
You have one relationship with the Scorpio.
yeah,
That's
it was
it.
actually pretty fun. Yeah, it was actually pretty fun.
Okay.
I can't complain. But what I can say is the frustrating thing for me about horoscopes is, like, without fail, I will not get along with someone and I will struggle with them. And, like, it's just like this headbutting power struggle. And then I'll be like, you know what, when's your birthday? And without fail, they're Cancers. And I'm
So
like,
you don't
why?
get along with Cancers.
I guess. And I don't even believe in it. But that's what's so vexing is I'm like, why is this tried and true? This is bunk science. Why is it working? But it works. I don't know. I don't know the rules.
Okay, but you took the step further because back in, I'm guessing it was 2012-ish,
Maybe.
you decided to do a tattoo.
Yes.
And
yeah.
you wussed out.
Yeah.
So you were going to do Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm. In my mouth.
And Barry is sitting here, your dog,
Yeah.
named after Barry Obama.
Yeah, Barack Obama. Yep.
And so, but you ended up doing, so you did your horoscope, your zodiac sign.
Yes.
In your mouth.
Yeah, only because even then I didn't really, like, it's like a fun little, it's like take a quiz and figure out what kind of color you are. You know, it's like a fun thing. Everybody likes to hear about themselves. Everybody likes to be told what they are. And I just thought, you know, if Mitt Romney wins this election, this is a commitment. And it's not that I'm not into Obama. It's that, like, I had too much pride when I was 17. And so
It's in your freaking mouth.
it's in
This
my
tattoo.
lip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like Black Panther style, like a tattoo?
No, I did white and red Aries symbol, and I only chose it because I was like, I'll always be an Aries, like that won't change.
Does it glow in the dark?
I wish. But my friend at the time, he got a middle finger, like a flip off.
In his mouth.
Yeah, and it looks like a penis, and it's really funny, and his isn't fading. So,
And yours is fading?
Mine's faded. Like, you can't really see it at all. You'd have to really know what you're looking for. Because white and red, I was such a pussy. Like, I was like, I don't want black. And what if Barack loses? And
no, but hello, you're totally not a pussy. How didn't that hurt?
Yeah.
So I'm just
I always
saying,
tell people, picture a needle being drug through an orange. Little pockets of blood would splatter because it's just I don't know, it's very veiny in there. There's a lot of blood flow going. So it bleeds a lot and it really hurts. And yeah, it was a choice. Choices were made that night. Yeah.
Well, no, they're still being made, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
On my other podcast, Ask the Stripper, Molly was talking about getting her injections into her lip.
Oh, nice.
Describing that, where they put the needle. When the episode's out, she'll describe it better, but they put the needle in all the way, and they release it as they're pulling it out.
Sounds terrible.
Okay, don't ever do that either.
Yeah.
No, I've never done that. That's actually on my dating profile as a perk, a special talent of mine, is that my lips are real. No offense to Molly. I would totally encourage doing whatever you want, but my lips are real. Which surprises people, because my grandma gave them to me, and they are a genetic lottery. Yes. I have a lot of other flaws, though.
Okay, well, let's get to the flaws.
Yeah, let's go there. I'm more comfortable with that. It's just, I just always look at people who get lip injections, and I'm like, God, I'm so glad I don't have to do that, because it's gonna, it just hurts my soul.
Well, yeah, that would kind of hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, so in your dealings, you also, your last podcast was on relationships, the 3.5 hour one.
Oh, yeah, it was on childhood abandonment, having your parent bail, just 180, just peace out, say bye.
But I wanted to twist it, and then because you kind of talked about dating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when you're dating now, I'm in the dating sphere, so I need to know what is an ideal date
for
you?
Me?
Yeah.
Man in general, relationship wise, or date as in.
How about both?
Fun thing we do.
In a general, what interests you, or what do you think is unique?
Okay, I love humor. Someone that's funny. Someone that is not also you can't be intimidated by a smart girl. Or a funny girl, or an ambitious girl. Some guys are. Sometimes they like to be the boss, and they don't like to be challenged by a woman. And that's just not going to work for me.
Wouldn't that be pretty boring, though?
It's so boring.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty boring.
Even worse is a man who does want a woman to just dominate. That's also very boring. Someone that's please be my boss.
Yes,
no.
I will do whatever you tell me.
Yeah.
See, I'm somewhere in the middle. My wife is really smart. We've been together over 20 years now.
Nice.
And, she's just so smart. And, she has her mindset on figuring something out. And, by the next morning, she'll be talking about it. It's amazing. But she's also respects my opinion, my space, me wanting to do things. So,
yeah.
It's nice.
And that's why it's been working for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have yet to discover.
Yeah, I think I messed it up. Well, I think I'm just a pain in the ass to be with. I'm pretty high maintenance.
Yeah.
I'm kind of.
How are you high maintenance?
Well,
explain to me. Do you only have Egyptian cotton sheets, 3,000 thread count?
No, but I do have the bamboo ones or something like that.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
I think that's what they are. But yeah, I have those. I just am high maintenance. They have to make me laugh. They have to be smart. I don't like charity laughs. I don't like.
You know what I hate more than anything, and women do it more than men.
What?
That's so funny.
That's so funny.
I'm like, fuck you. laugh at my joke, please. Like,
If
I
it's
earned
funny,
it.
just start laughing.
Yeah, just, you don't have to tell me. You could just laugh, you know? You don't have to let me know that it's funny, because if it was funny, you wouldn't be like, that's funny. Like, I know it was funny. I said it.
Okay, so starting as a comedian,
Mm-hmm.
did you have relationships where you didn't really know these people, but you'd go into a situation and people would just look at you kind of weird, and they would just be like, she's so weird. Why does she do this? And then all of a sudden you're like, well, I do stand-up. And their whole attitude changed from like being standoff to be like, oh my God, she's so hilarious.
Yes. One of my pet peeves is when they like find out you're a comedian, and then it's like their one talking point to all of their friends. Like, this is Elizabeth. She's a comedian. And I'm like, I'm also an Aries. So it's weird that was your first comment.
Well, no, I mean, it's pretty vital to know that you're a comedian.
I
That's
think
pretty
it's-
powerful.
Yeah, it's vital, it's powerful, but it's also, I feel like it almost becomes like a badge of their honor. Like, they're so proud about it, but like in a way that makes me feel like, I don't know, like a trophy a little bit. Like, look what I have. Look what I found.
And my observation of this was I had a friend who he would come across like he's a stalker. Like, he just was like really friendly, and he would just talk about
Oh,
anything.
okay.
And then people would all of a sudden be like, oh, you do stand-up?
Oh, okay.
And their whole like attitude would completely change. And like, instead of thinking he was a stalker, they're all of a sudden, oh, he's so amazing. And I'm like,
quirky.
duh, he was amazing even like when you thought he was a stalker. It's just he is quirky. But
One of my favorite moments starting stand-up was you have these, so you have this moment where you're like, I'm doing it, I'm going to go do it. And then you do well, right? So you go back. And you're getting in the line. You're waiting. This is back when we had lines at Wise Guys. It was a terrible time. You'd have to like leave work early, stand in line for 2 hours just to like pray that you get on a list. And like the first while, I feel like when you first start, you're very egotistical. Like, you went over the first hump, and so you're like, I've arrived, ladies and gentlemen. And after a couple weeks, it was like, oh my gosh, these people are crazy. And then realizing, oh my God, I'm one of them. The crazy
I
people
am the
do-
crazy
Yes,
person.
exactly. Like, you slowly come to this weird realization where you're like, man, all these people are really messed up. And then you like look at yourself and you're like, that's why I'm here. I am also messed up, and
Are there
that's what
any
we
sane
do.
comics?
I don't think so.
No, I know that.
None that are successful. No.
I don't think it's in the mix.
You can't be. Yeah. So that was like a fun realization.
what do you think makes a successful comedian?
I would say, I think, okay, one thing I did learn is that not all comics are funny people. Like, there are funny people that are witty, and they banter, and they have this defense mechanism that's just like really great because they're just funny all the time. And some comics are not funny people. They know how to write jokes. And I think what makes a good comic is being a funny person. Because it's kind of it's like, it's a part of who you are, so you don't have to like try as hard. But more importantly than that is grit. Like, you really have to dedicate to it. It is a skill that you have to like practice. You have to show up for, put in time, put in effort. So even if you're not naturally funny, if you put in enough time and effort, you might actually become a good comic. So.
You're going to work on that, Dylan?
I have too much stage fright. Plus, I think I'd be better at improv.
Improv's fun.
Because, like, on the spot, I freeze up. I'll mess it up. You know, but if I'm bantering with somebody back and forth, I'm good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But stand-up, I don't think I could do it. Maybe if I did improv for a while and build up that self-confidence. But, yeah.
I could do stand-up in front of no one because I think the audience would scare the hell out of me.
You just black out. Like, everyone blacks out. It's like, I don't know if that's talked about. You get up there, you do your thing, you're nervous. Everyone's nervous usually, even if you seem calm. And then you get off stage and you're like, what did I just say? I don't actually remember. I don't know if that was good.
It probably explains the dazed looks that I get when I see comedians after. They're probably just coming out of their blackout.
Yeah, they're like, it's just a really intense adrenaline high. And you're just like, it's like a drug, honestly. It's pretty great. I highly recommend trying it a couple times.
What's the longest set you've done?
15 minutes. It was pretty good. It was a good one, you know?
Where was it at?
Urban Lounge, I believe, or maybe it was 11 minutes. I can't remember, but
We're going to go with 15.
yeah, let's roll with it, you know?
It's like 4 extra minutes.
Yeah, right. I'm like,
You could have long paused in between.
yeah, exactly, you know? So, yeah, and that was really fun. That was Free Kittens show. It's a really fun show they used to do pre-COVID.
Jason Harvey, yeah.
Yep. It's a really awesome show.
Has COVID impacted your life?
Oh, yes. Like, first of all, dating's harder.
What's an average COVID date for you?
COVID date. Sometimes a FaceTime. Back like.
How do you become FaceTime worthy?
I don't even know, because honestly, I quit doing the FaceTime things. It's so awkward. Because it's just like you can't like look at something and be like, oh, look at that! Wow.
This is my apartment.
Yeah, and they always wanted to give you the tour, and you're like, I really don't need the tour. I'm okay.
For the love of God, that I don't need to look at your fridge.
Yeah, I get it. You have a toilet, probably, hopefully a bed somewhere. I get it. I've seen apartments, you know?
You just fake having a cat. Oh, I think my cat knocked over something.
Yeah, right.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. Yeah, exactly.
Are you saying I'm not going to look cool if I like do a FaceTime and my cat walks around in the background? I'll be like, that's the neighbor's cat.
No, I was just
That's
saying
not
that was
my
an
cat.
excuse
That's
for
not mine.
her to get off of it, that the cat knocked over something, whether she has a cat or not.
Felix, get away.
Your cat's cool. I think your cat would help you.
I think that would be really funny if
Help
you
you
said,
out.
whose cat is that? I don't know whose cat this is.
Where the hell did this cat come from?
Yeah.
You leave your doors open and look what comes in.
Just,
I don't know how that litter box got there.
what is this? Whose apartment is this? Holy shit, I don't even live here.
I blacked out. I'm just coming through.
Yeah, they're like, I gotta go. Yeah, I don't. So FaceTimes, I will say, like, I will sometimes be brave enough to go to like an empty-ish restaurant, you know. But also I feel like I'm brave because I had COVID earlier this year, and so I feel like maybe I'll get it again, but maybe not. Maybe I'm immune. Maybe I'm superhuman. I don't know.
You might be a superhero.
Yeah, like that's my one talent is getting COVID once, then my antibodies stay around forever.
It's all because of the tongue or the tattoo.
Yeah, that was my secret to maintaining these antibodies without Regeneron.
So that's a YouTube video we have to do, Steve.
Hell no. Like seriously, I think I would pass out like watching. I couldn't do it.
It's rough. Honestly, it was really hard to watch my friend get that middle finger / penis in his mouth.
Did he do it first?
No, I did it first.
Okay, yeah, because I would have to do it first, I think, too.
Yeah. I think that's why he was like, I don't want to do it. Because he was like, that was so horrible to watch you go through. It really does hurt. It really does.
Yeah.
I've had other tattoos, and I don't know that that's the worst. I actually think my finger tattoo is the most painful, ironically.
How many tattoos do you have?
I have one in my mouth. 4.
4.
4, is it? No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4. Final answer.
I have one.
What's yours?
It's back here. I'm pointing to my right shoulder, and it says, "Living is easy with eyes closed."
Oh.
Beatle lyrics, and
Yeah, there you go.
that kind of describes me, you know.
What does that, like, explain?
Well, to me, it's like, you know, living is easy if you're not, you know, looking at everything.
Yeah,
That's
paying
the way-
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you know too much. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of sad, but it's true.
Just go through life naive.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty laid back, so, you know, me thinking like that wouldn't be that far off target.
Yeah.
It's not
right.
necessarily true, but it's in the scope.
Yeah, there you go. What about you? Do you have any tattoos?
No, I see. Again, I'm a wuss, but yeah, I
You
have a
should
ton
get-
of scars. Like I've had a zillion surgeries. So I have a ton of
That's
scars.
way more brave.
Well, yeah, it wasn't by choice. So I mean,
But you still have to show up that day.
I have a Mercedes symbol on my hip.
Wow, that's so cool.
Is it right? My doctor was like, I made you a Mercedes, and it was like, What the hell?
And a
And my
scar?
scar is shaped like the Mercedes little like
Wow,
star
that
thing
was so nice of him.
to make me a Mercedes.
Yeah, he
There
was
you
like,
go.
you are luxury, my friend.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's so nice.
Maybe it was a Volkswagen and he just got a little crazy with the Mercedes symbol.
Oh, no, Volkswagen. No, we'll make it a Mercedes.
That's pretty
Or
cool.
the peace sign. That would be cool too.
Oh, yeah, you can just...
That would have been pretty nice. if it was
I guess I
peace
can cut myself and make it into a peace sign.
sign. Yeah,
Just
might as
keep
well.
adding.
We're going dark again.
I always say, like, people should try cutting. It's very cool.
Yeah, really. And doesn't hurt at all.
No, it doesn't. It's harmless, really. Self-harmless is what it is. Should be called. No dark humor.
for the
I've been
love
on a
of-
roll today, you guys, with my dark jokes. I've been
Was
offending
it a
everyone.
long day today?
Yeah, it was. It was a long day at work, you know.
Okay, so when you're doing your interviews, you've done a lot of interviews and
Mhm.
meeting people. What's your ideal guest? Or what would make a successful interview?
Okay, I would say for me, if I'm interviewing someone, if they're open and vulnerable, if they're, I suppose,
As a
thoughtful.
host, have you ever been like vulnerable?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think I've said some things. I know that I've said some things that I've gotten flack for from personal friends and family. They're like, why did you say that? But I'm like, it's my experience too. You know, you're in my life, so I got to have my opinion on my life. And if you're in it, you know, like my dad, I was like, hey, just so you know, childhood abandonment podcast is coming out. Just if you want to listen to it, by all means, go for it. But I'm not trying, like, don't take anything personally, right? You know, it's my experience. And he was like, yeah, I was there too. I get it. And so, you know, we have a common understanding. But yeah, so you gotta be vulnerable as a host. You can't just bring on some dude whose mom left and then be like, I'm not gonna talk about mine. You know, when my dad left, you have to.
Do you ever have guests that come on and they have this almost like a rehearsed like routine and like the answers are all the same? How do you break them of that?
Ooh, I don't know if I've had that quite. But I would say just throw them curveballs. Like, ask them about something that has nothing to do with anything that they've ever done. Just be like, what's the last illegal drug you did? And then they're like, what? This isn't in my script. And you're like, yeah, that's crazy. You know?
Weed.
I'm too much of a wuss even for that. I had way too many surgeries. I was allergic to morphine.
Oh, really?
So I am just like, yeah, I'm like, I'm good. Actually, me sober, can you imagine me on anything? Because I
No.
think it might not be pretty. It
Yeah.
could be a train wreck if I'm ever
It might be
on
really
something.
fun, though. But, like, you know, high risk, high reward. That's kind of the name of the game here.
Yeah, I'm pretty high maintenance without it. Like, I can only imagine.
You know,
It would be fun to see, at least.
Once.
yeah. Think about the other people. They want to
Yeah.
see you go through a rough time, okay? They want to see
Now,
you
I'm the
lose
one
touch
sitting
with
in the
reality.
corner being like, what in the hell are they doing? Secretly judging them. That's what I do in the corner.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. It's like my Aunt Sue Ann.
Wait, I'm like your aunt?
No, just judging. I'm joking. You're better than her. I'm sorry for saying that. That was really rude of me to say it.
I have man
It was a
boobs.
joke.
You know, I have man boobs. So, like, I don't know how I'm like her.
Nothing wrong with man boobs.
Nothing wrong with them.
No. Yeah, okay, and then cornucopias. You talked about, like, Thanksgiving. Just got past. Do you have any opinions on Christmas?
Yeah, I think it's a bullshit holiday that the Catholic Church rebranded. It was a pagan holiday that was, the Catholic Church was like, we got to get these pagans to become Catholic, Roman Catholic Church. And so they were like, we'll just incorporate your solstice holiday, and we're going to call it Christmas, and now it's Jesus' birthday. And so that's my issue. And then, like, now it's a total capitalistic, like, you got to buy a bunch of shit for that.
Well,
for
I'm
everybody.
all okay for the receiving end of that.
Yeah, but buying is a pain in the ass.
You're not going to buy me anything?
Unfortunately, not this year. But next year for sure.
I kind of checked out of all holidays this year. Like, I'm usually excited for Halloween and Christmas. Not in the slightest this year.
I mean, it's kind of sad.
You know,
Yeah.
okay, working.
Like COVID is sad. It's like it's making sad.
Okay, but so doing the chocolate shop thing, I never shop for anybody for Christmas. So it's usually like the week after. Here you go. Here's a
Here's some
Christmas thing.
chocolate.
It's in a bag.
I was
It's-
too busy to get this.
No, I
together.
don't even give them chocolate because like it's really valuable this time of year. Like I can't
You're
like I
no,
can't make
that is
it.
gold.
I cannot make it fast enough. So
Yeah.
it's like sorry. I know that that's your favorite, Mom, but I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah, money comes.
I'm not gonna make another batch just for you.
Yeah, that's what, I'm like pretty okay with like the camaraderie of Christmas, like we all get together and we give each other shit and we love it and we drink an eggnog. But I just hate the whole he's the reason for the season. And
You're
I'm like,
okay with the eggnog part?
Like if there's alcohol, yeah, like I can drink anything that's spiked. I'll be real.
As long as there's alcohol in it.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm gonna say eggnog on its own is
It's
just
pretty thick and gross.
yeah.
And to me, it already sounds like it's like got alcohol in it. It tastes like it already has alcohol in it.
Oh yeah, because of the egg.
Yeah.
It's like that weird burn.
So if it doesn't, I'm like,
Why would
what
you
am I
drink
doing
it?
this?
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's weird how people celebrate pagan holidays and think that they're not pagan, but they totally are. And that's my only issue with it. I like to be preached to, you know? It's a very preachy time of year.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I mean there is Festivus and stuff too.
For the rest of us, yes, very important.
Which I guess that can be preachy too.
Only if you're in the errands of grievances phase. And then, yeah, it's going to get preachy because everyone has a grievance. What are your guys' grievances this year?
You want just one?
Ouch. That's like I don't know where to go on that. Oh, well, okay. My one grievance, I'm pretty pissed at COVID because I really miss my favorite things. I miss live music. I miss
Yeah.
like being able to go sit in a restaurant. But I also, as like a food industry, I miss hearing people, just that background noise of people up in our shop just laughing at their own conversations,
Oh,
like
yeah.
eating stuff. I miss that sound.
Oh, that's so
like I miss,
nice.
and so my grievance would be that.
Aw.
But I've also learned a lot of stuff too. Like people that are important to me have become very more valuable, like a
Yeah.
lot more important in my life. So it's made me kind of appreciate them also.
Yeah, that's good.
But I'm still pissed at COVID.
Yeah, we're still mad.
I'm pissed at COVID too. We were supposed to go to like 4 or 5 concerts
Oh, damn.
this summer. Alanis Morissette, Journey.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. I was very excited, and we were supposed to go to Florida back in October to Walt Disney World. You know, first time going there, so that kind of. But with the downtime, I've got a lot of self-reflection, so it's helped me figure some stuff out, stuff I need to not have in my life anymore. So it's been helpful too, but it can still suck it.
Yeah, for sure. I guess my grievance, what would it be? Well, like I don't want to do COVID because we've all done COVID. It is a big bummer. I guess my other grievance is, okay, this is a grievance. I really dislike people who don't Venmo you when they say they're going to Venmo you. That's my grievance. I'd like to air.
And what's your Venmo so people can?
Elizabeth Leach. I got it first. Not a very common name, but yeah, that's like I hate requesting on Venmo. I hate it. I refuse to do it. It feels very aggressive to me. Like it feels too aggressive, and so then I just passively aggressive become angry when I don't get. So I feel like I shouldn't have to ask. You know, like if you say you're gonna Venmo me, you should Venmo me. I feel like there are a lot of people in the world that have this grievance, but it's pretty lame in comparison. There's really no growth aspect of that grievance.
Growth in your wallet.
Yeah, like that would be nice. But I suppose if we're talking about COVID, I would say my grievance with COVID is definitely seeing my friends. I was very social. I like really went and did a lot of stuff all the time. And I can't do that really anymore. At least I now like have my bubble of friends that we're taking the UK model where you have a household bubble where you can merge 3 households. And
So
that can
you've
be your
merged
bubble.
3 households.
Yes, we have.
How did you get into that club? So, I mean...
I just texted them in a group text and said, you guys are in my household. I order it. I bequeath it.
Do they have to sign waivers? And do you have to, like, approve of who you get to go see?
No, it's trust-based. Everyone basically works from home, except there is one person in our bubble that is, like, objectively maybe riskier. She's an ER nurse.
Yeah, a little bit.
But she already had COVID, so...
Do you keep your distance from her?
Yes, we make sure she sits in the corner. She's also pregnant, so...
You're like, you get over there.
Yeah, you're boring now, and you're an ER nurse.
But
No,
we'll let
she
you
already
in our
had
club.
COVID, so she's also safe to be around for the time being. We don't know how long that all lasts, right? Like how long those antibodies
Yeah.
live.
But we got the vaccine that will a small portion of the.
Okay, if
public
you
will
guys
get-
were eligible to get it, if you are, I don't know if you are.
I'm on the fence.
Would you get it? You're on the fence.
I'm on the fence.
I'd do it.
I'd do it. I'm
I
like
would-
mad I can't just do it right now. Like, and then I could. Go to
Somebody actually had a
Spain.
good point. Like, the longer, maybe they'll get better. Like, some of the vaccines that they have.
Mhm.
Right now, they're good, but they may get better.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll take it as soon as I can, but I am like, please give it to me. I would like to start traveling the world. I'm like kind of selfish, but also to protect those around me, make sure we get herd immunity going. You know?
Just, I'm a little nervous with it, getting done so quickly.
Yeah.
That's where my nerves are about it.
Haven't you ever like stayed up really late and like submitted a project right at 11:59,
But it was still a good project.
but it was still pretty good?
Yeah.
See, I think that's the COVID vaccine.
Sometimes I work better under pressure.
Overnighters, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they were all on a lot of Adderall.
No, that was just Trump. Like,
Yeah,
Trump,
right?
Trump and his family.
I think
Like-
that's nice to say. I think it was clearly cocaine.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's multiple things.
Yeah,
Don't
he
get
had
me wrong.
extra juice in his injection.
Are we so happy that that's over?
Yes.
Well, no, he's not dead yet. I mean,
I know, that's so
I'm just
true.
saying, like, yes, he will be less. He's still going to be vocal.
I know. He's probably going to start his own little media empire, and we can all laugh from over here where we're like, ha, ha, ha.
I just can't wait until he's indicted and then convicted,
That'll be great.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. But
You'll
we
be
all
in
thought that
jail.
was-
You can't run in 2024. You'll
I
be
know,
in
right?
jail.
That'll be so great.
Unless his PO lets him off for, like, work release. I wonder if you can run for president. Maybe.
I don't know if you have to have a clean record. I don't know the rules.
Yeah, me either. We need to. Ooh, maybe you could check into that
Yeah.
on your alt wrong stuff.
Yeah, but what do you have to do? What can you get away with as president in terms of running? And it turns out you can't be born in Hawaii
Yeah.
because that was a big problem.
And I mean, so then Puerto Rico and all those are out also probably.
Yeah.
Or are they?
I don't know. That's a good question. Poor Puerto Rico.
The U.S. Virgin Islands?
Dude,
I mean,
that would be a cool president.
Alaska.
and isn't there
Alaska shouldn't be.
isn't there a U.S. Samoa or something?
I think there is.
American Samoa, yeah.
So, okay. And then could they, oh yeah, check into that.
Yeah, I'll check into that. I'll be like, what can you get away with?
Yeah, you guys are good at that.
Yeah, we do some research. We try to do some. I feel like we could do better, but a part of the fun is being a dumbass. That kind of like adds to the comedic feel of it.
That's pretty much my normal, so I don't have to try much to do that.
It's fun. It's fun to, I don't know. One of my pet peeves is when people can't admit they're wrong. You know, they always have to know everything, and I'm like, have you ever just tried not knowing and getting comfortable with it, and then like still having the curiosity to figure it out? It's very fun. You know.
Yeah, okay,
It's
actually,
called being a good husband. It's like, I know nothing. I do nothing right. But as a good husband, you try.
Yeah. There you go.
but okay, you've been in multiple relationships though. Like I think, and when I was married, we used to fight all the time over stupid shit stuff. Like it was the dumbest stuff.
What was your dumbest fight ever?
Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't even matter. It would just be like, we had that yesterday, or we had this, whatever food. But it was always just stupid stuff. And like, I eventually learned, like, what was I thinking? Like, why did I have to be right? And even if I thought I was right, why did I always have to feel like I had to say I was right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really funny.
I say I'm sorry a lot now.
That's good. That's growth.
But I say it in a sense of, I still know what I said, but I'm just sorry that it hurt you. And then it opens up a line of communication. And then they're also able to say, oh, I was also the same, blah, 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 blah. And then it's all mushy and stuff. And then me and Felix get along.
There you go. Is this your cat?
No, it's not my cat. It's just the cat that strolls around
the
the
it's
apartment.
just, you don't even know.
I don't know where it came from. I don't know where the microchip came from.
Like, it's microchipped? With
Inject.
my address?
Who the hell did that?
What is happening?
Who's taking my life?
What's next for Alt Wrong?
Well, the next episode we're gonna do the dog show, the Best in Show dog show this year. Because we love it. We love a bitch. We love a good bitch on that show. So we'll probably just keep doing 2 episodes a month and do our best to keep it fun, keep it fresh.
Keep it less than 3 hours.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I know. Like, it's just that Devin and I couldn't stop talking. And he'll be like a guest host here and there. And lesson learned. It was funny because I was like, hey, come on the show and we'll see what our chemistry is, because you never know what it's going to be like. And turned
Devin
out
had to
great.
take a pee break.
He had to take like 3.
3 pee breaks?
I think. I'm known for my ironclad bladder. Like, I could make it to St. George in one go.
So to pause the recording, you hit pause? I've never known that.
Yeah, I tried it. Did it work?
Yeah.
Clearly worked.
Yeah, because it wasn't cut up. It was
nice.
Worked, so.
Huh.
Very cool.
We'll have to do that with the video, too.
Yeah. Pause.
So 2 a month.
2 a month. Yeah, we're going to try to release on Tuesdays. And I really want when we say goodbye to be see you next Tuesday. We just got to make sure that we got to stick to our recording schedule to make sure we get them out on Tuesdays before that becomes our thing. Because then what if it releases on like a Wednesday and I said see you next Tuesday and they're like, Elizabeth, it's Wednesday.
But we can backdate the date of the post.
There you go. Oh my gosh, Dylan. Let's do that.
We did do that.
Yeah, we did.
Dylan would love if I was on some set schedule. I think you would appreciate that from me.
No, you're fine.
He's so laid back.
Dylan?
Yeah. Living's easy with eyes closed,
Yep.
Yeah. But when he's like, Steve, can you do this podcast? We'll see. And then that day,
Sure.
I really didn't remember that.
Oh, yeah, the last one with Fogarty.
Oh, yeah. I've missed a bunch.
Yeah. That was a very interesting one, though.
Sometimes I just have to admit, I just want to sleep through them. I mean, I think I've hibernated a lot during COVID.
Yeah.
It's a good year to catch up on the Z's.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I'm doing that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not holding anything against anybody this year that makes them get out of the house. Because I've canceled things. I've wanted to go to comedy shows at Wise Guys and things like that, but I just can't bring myself to go.
Yep.
Elizabeth, if people want to find Alt Wrong, so I know they can find it on the Utah Podcast Network.
Yes.
But where else? Or how can they? Do you have a Facebook page and stuff too?
We are working on that. It is an old one, so I need to get Dylan permissions, and we're working on that one. But we do have an Instagram, Alt Wrong Podcast, at Alt Wrong Podcast. And then you can find us on Spotify and Apple Music and Stitcher and all of the likes.
If we want to see you doing comedy.
Where would you find me? Sometimes Wise Guys. I haven't gone in a while because of that mandate, the one that was very scary. Extra scary Thanksgiving, Halloween scare.
If we want in the bubble to get the live shows, can we do that?
Yeah, you could totally do that.
I can apply for your bubble?
Yeah, you could apply for the bubble.
There you
Yeah, Dylan,
Yeah.
we should do that.
It's the European
Totally.
model. But yeah, so Wise Guys or Ice House is a really good open mic for people who want to try that one. That's Mondays and Wednesdays at 8:30.
And that's in Murray.
Mm-hmm. And then there's
My brother did their logo.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. And then there's what is that other place? Tabernacle on Thursdays at 7. That's another
Nice.
mic.
Have
And they're
you-
pretty empty
Have
except
you
for
done
Wise
any of the
Guys.
streaming shows?
I haven't streamed. No, I haven't done any of
Okay.
that. I know. I usually like to do just the live stand-up comedy, but I don't know if they stream them, unfortunately. Maybe I'll stream them myself. Maybe I'll live stream my consciousness.
We have a video thing now.
Yeah,
You
perfect.
could do it.
Yeah, we could do it.
Before we get to the bonus questions, we want to talk about your new thing you're doing, your life coaching.
Yeah, I started a life coaching business because I actually got 3/4 of a degree in psychology, and that was like my dream is to be a therapist. And it was a huge hobby of mine and also a personal passion, wherein I think I've lived a lot of life for my age. I've gone through a lot of kind of crazy, wild experiences, and so I obviously have been in therapy a lot. Because you gotta when your life is hard, and so I was just doing intensive therapy all the time. It was this lifelong passion. It was my dream to be a therapist. And then I happened to learn how to build software, and that makes a lot more money than a therapist. So then I just was like, I gotta do that because I gotta get out of poverty, And so it's kind of always been this thing that I'm like, I could be a life coach because I've gotten like certain certifications that would allow for that. And I just was always kind of coming up with the excuse of I don't have time. And then I finally was like, what am I talking about? I totally have time. And so now I run this little life coaching thing. It's not therapy. It's life coaching, and it's resiliency training. And we will eventually kind of work on breath work if people need that. That's just certification I got. But the main one is resilience training. And that is about setting goals and looking at obstacles as opportunities and kind of finding ways in which maybe your past is inhibiting you from growth and not focusing so much on the past being the inhibitor, so much as what are the opportunities right now that we can grow through to reach our goals. And so we set goals, we set challenges together, and it's a way for me to, I keep them accountable with those challenges and those growth points for the future. It's all future focused. It's not like, tell me about your mom, It's like, we can talk about your mom if it's preventing you right now from getting where you need
What's
to go.
your own growth goal right now?
My own growth goal is actually to focus on one thing at a time. I'm trying really hard to do single task orientation. I feel like I can be so multitasking all the time that it actually prevents me from achieving my full potential. It's like if I'm working on too much stuff at one time, then it isn't good for me. It's not good for anybody else. And so just kind of understanding that a way to honor other people and myself is focus on one thing at a time and give it the time and attention it deserves in the moment, but then not kind of bounce ping between 3 or 4 things all day. It's more so okay, you have an hour to do this. This is your hour for that. And it's dedicated to that. So that's...
And I've heard it multitasking. It's like you're doing 3 things shitty instead
Yes.
of one thing good.
And people will tell you I'm so good at multitasking. And I was one of them. And then I realized I'm actually deluding myself. I could be really good at certain shit if I would just focus on it for real, So that's my growth goal. But yeah. Also, I think another one in therapy I'm working on, me being vulnerable, is allowing other people to help me or accepting nice things. I feel like I can be hyper independent. And so I'm working on not viewing that as a weakness. So there you go.
That's tough.
It is. When you get so comfortable being strong all the time, it kind of becomes a defense mechanism or a way that you feel like you're in control. But really you're setting yourself up for kind of an isolated life because you're not letting people do the things that normal people should let them do. and you see it as a threat almost of like, what do you want from me? What is this going to cost me? Like, and that's kind of a toxic perspective, at least for me. So I'm working on it.
And along those lines, if you're doing everything yourself, you're going to get burned out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exhausted.
Because I've known people that they're the CEO, chairman of everything person, and they get burned out, or things start slipping. But then once they allow people to help them, it just enriches everybody.
Exactly. Plus, people like to help. It kind of allows them to show up for you in a way that's healing for them, And so it's not always just about what you need, but maybe someone really needs to help someone. And maybe you can be that person that they help, and that helps them, Sometimes it can be the kindest thing you can do is let someone help you. So.
If people want to be coached.
If they want to be coached, go to ellipselifecoaching.com or at Ellipse Coaching, Life Coaching on Instagram.
And spell that, because it's a slightly different spelling of ellipse, isn't it?
No, two L's. It is two L's.
Okay.
Yes. ELLIPSE, Ellipse Life Coaching. And there's a scheduler on the website, and you can just schedule time, and it's not super expensive. I don't want it to be this super pricey thing, because it's really just a way for me to utilize my skills and my passions to see if I can help other people,
Awesome. Should we do the bonus questions?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just still I'm still analyzing what you just said.
Okay,
how valuable that is. That's amazing.
Oh, thanks.
So I think it's really helpful.
Thank you. Well, see, helping.
Aww. I really can't wait to join the bubble.
Yeah. Right.
I guess we could do this one. We didn't ask this one, and I like asking this one of people. Who inspires you?
Oh, I would say my life's biggest inspiration, it's equal parts my grandma Doris and equal parts my Aunt Laura. They both passed away. And I would say my Aunt Laura was a huge inspiration to me, because this woman was diagnosed with breast cancer at 28 years old, so not far away from my age. It went into remission. It came back metastatic in her spine a year later. She had it for 17 years before she passed away. And she basically was really sad that she had cancer. Obviously, she's like, this is super unfair. And when you look at her family, it's funny, because she was the one that followed all the rules and did everything perfectly, and all of her siblings were shitheads. So she was like, excuse me? Really? This is so unfair. And so what she did with it was she basically said, whenever my white blood cell count is high enough, I'm going to Ethiopia and Vietnam and Ecuador to do Operation Smile and Doctors Without Borders stuff. And she ended up getting a PhD in nursing, and she wrote a book, and she helped start a bunch of charities here in Salt Lake. One of them was PJ's Forgotten Children. It was a charity I loved, and she really got me into volunteer work when I was little. And she basically said service is the most healing thing a person can do. And she would always account her longevity with this metastatic breast cancer to all the service that she was doing. And so it was one of those things that when she died, we were all stunned, because we thought she's going to live forever. And I've never seen someone devote their life to people less fortunate than her or themselves. I've never seen someone so selfless. And she really taught me that if you're struggling, the best thing you can do is help someone else. And it's the most healing thing. So I would say she was great. And then my grandma Doris taught me that women's feet should be small and they should always have makeup on. And I'm very grateful for that.
That they should always have makeup on.
Yeah, unless you're going to bed. But you should look good when you go out to the grocery store, Grandma Doris, she had standards. She had the best isms. She would always say, Elizabeth, prisons are full of people with bad teeth. You can't date a person with bad teeth, because they'll probably end up in prison. And that was good logic. It was sound.
Well, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, well, because and that's the hilarity of it all is you could have a very interesting conversation about socioeconomic status and what good teeth in America actually represent. It actually is like an indicator that I am a middle class at least, which those are less likely to be felons. And so it actually could be a very interesting social justice topic, but that was not where she was at.
And when you said always makeup on and little feet, I thought of a geisha.
Yeah, no, like she was a geisha. That's a crazy thing for you to say that. No, she was just a 1950s housewife, but she's so sweet and lovey but she very much was a woman that was done up. But she had so much grace and glamour that I really I don't know, I've always wanted to not embody that because I'm never going to be graceful or glamorous, but she just taught me that it's important to feel good about yourself, And so.
What's your definition of success?
I would say my definition of success is just impacting as many people as positively as you can while doing good things. I guess you want to be productive. You want to leave the world better than you left it, I guess. So I know it's kind of generic, but it is really what I think a successful person is like my Aunt Laura, she would say, when you die, you want to make sure you leave behind something you're proud of. And so that could be your legacy. That could be your children. It could be your family. It could be your career. It could be your business. It could be whatever, like your lifelong passion of painting with your hair. I don't know. But you want to leave behind something you're proud of. And I think that anyone who does that is successful.
Have you reached that yet?
Maybe.
Yourself?
I don't know. I don't know. Not quite yet, but I'm getting there. I'll leave behind Barry if I die right now, and that's a beautiful legacy. This gray toy poodle, 5 pounds, always in a sweater, demands to have shoes on before he steps in the snow. Not my choice, his choice.
Makeup?
No makeup for the poodle. He was born beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah.
We got a sweater for Indy because when they cut his hair, it was so snarled that they just had to shave it all. Mm-hmm. So he's got this little gray sweater.
Oh,
it's
so cute.
adorable. And he looks like a chihuahua now.
Oh, that's so adorable.
The neighbors haven't
Dogs are
gotten a
awesome.
sweater for Felix.
That's so weird. You should
It's
maybe
way
get him
weird.
one.
You should tell them to. It's like
You should
cat
get him
needs a-
one, just even though it's not your cat. Like, I know that you shouldn't be taking care of it, but it's,
Yeah, I'll look into that.
yeah.
It's probably because you treat it better than they do. That's why it's
Yeah.
around.
They're just always like, get out of my apartment. Whose cat is this?
And I just leave my doors open. So
Yeah, it just goes right in there.
it just wanders in.
Doesn't help that you eat cat food.
Oh, hell no. In fact, no, this cat will not, the neighbor's cat
Yeah.
will not even get, wet food because, I'm sorry, that stuff's just disgusting.
Yeah.
And so, the neighbor doesn't buy that for the cat.
No, that's gross. Get it Meow Mix.
Yeah, and it's better for its teeth.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
Yeah, it is.
So,
Barry has dry food because it's better for his shitty teeth that I have to pay a ton of money for them to pull out every year.
Oh, see?
I know.
That's all the neighbor was thinking for
Yeah.
Felix. Is don't give him the shitty wet food.
I hope this is a new bit. That
The cat Felix is gonna be multi-threaded through all the episodes.
Yeah, totally.
Your mom will love it. His mom's our only listener.
Oh,
But
nice.
to be fair, I don't know if she really listens.
Oh well, I'm sorry I said the F word, ma'am.
She's heard worse from me.
Okay, great.
Just don't say shut up.
Okay, yeah, that's offensive.
That's a trigger word.
Yeah, Barry hates to be shushed. It's very funny. That's
Really?
He hates that noise. Like, you could yell at him and be like, Barry, get the hell out of there. But if you shush him, he will look at you and be like, that hurt me. And I was like, I feel that. I think that's fair.
Oh my gosh. I think it's bonus. Let's go to
yeah.
bonus question.
Okay. Yeah, we're not going to go 3 hours.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
We're at I don't know if we made one.
We're at 54 minutes.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, first off, what does creativity mean to you?
Creativity is like a flow state where you are obviously creating something outside of yourself. You're kind of putting your ideas into something else that's tangible outside of your physical self, I guess. So it would be like drawing or writing or talking or just really anything, getting your ideas out there, your brain out into the world for other people to experience.
Awesome. Love it. Who's your favorite Muppet and why?
Ooh, obviously Miss Piggy. I think she's fabulous. I think underrated. I think we are all actually Miss Piggy. Like, I mean, please. Like, everyone wants to say Elmo or maybe, like, but we're all Miss Piggies or Oscars. Like, that's the truth.
I like Oscar.
Yeah,
Okay,
like, we all relate. Like, as an adult, like, you see Miss Piggy, and she's like, I want money. I want comfort. I'm fabulous. I want to eat a lot. And we're all like, yeah, I want the same. I want all that.
I'm Miss Piggy when I'm drunk.
Love it.
I'm Gonzo the rest of the time.
Yeah, I am definitely Oscar the Grouch.
I like that.
But I do like Sam the Eagle because he's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, he's underrated.
He's pretty hilarious. I love him. He doesn't realize how dumb he is sometimes, which is probably me. So, yeah, it's fitting.
I've never thought of Sam the Eagle that way, but it makes complete sense. And then last, in the movie of your life, who would play you?
The movie of my life. Who would play me? Probably, I don't know. That's a really good question. Like, probably Miley Cyrus.
I like Miley.
Yeah, she's kind of like wild, found herself.
But she's wild, but she's also, like, very mature.
Yeah, like she figured her shit out, you know? She did like a bunch of DMT when she was 15, and now she's like self-actualized as an, like, what is she, 30 now? So probably her. Plus, I feel like I get told I look like her a lot, so it would just be an easy crossover.
I kind of see it, yeah.
Yeah. When I was in Lagoon, I was at Lagoon when I was like 15, and like all these little girls ran up to me, thought I was Hannah Montana because I had like blonde hair back then. And that was like the moment I was like, oh, this is my celebrity look like. So that was also lazy because like there was a lazy answer for me to give. Cause,
You
like,
didn't have the staged act at Lagoon
No.
at that point?
I didn't. No, my dad was in India.
You'll learn about that
I'm
in
going
the
to have to
3-hour
go back
episode.
and listen to the rest of that podcast.
If you've ever seen her on 2.5 Men, she's been on a few episodes.
Oh, nice.
But she, in that episode, she acted just like my sister. And
Oh, really?
It was creepy.
You're
It's
like,
that's my sister to a T, because my sister's a bit much.
Oh, nice.
Wait, so you can sing? Can you sing?
A little bit, like for fun.
Yeah, I saw that video a week or so ago. With the guitar?
Yep. Yeah, guitar, piano.
I think Barry's pissed at
Yeah,
us.
Barry wants his legs to be stretched. Barry's living in a bag right now.
Yeah, sorry, Barry.
It's okay.
You're like dog hostage down here.
Dogs did.
Dog stitch.
Dog
Yeah. I try to make words work, and they don't always.
All right, I say we wrap, man.
Yeah, wrap it up. So if people want to follow you on Instagram and wherever, what are those handles?
At Elizabeth Leach _ LEACH, not the blood-sucking parasite, but close. So that's where, and then from there...
Is that on your dating profile too?
I wish. No. And then on there, you can follow Ellipse Life Coaching or Alt Wrong from my bio from Elizabeth Leach _ So...
And get ready for 6 hours a month of listening.
Yeah, 6 hours. It's pleasant. You can drive to Sedona on one episode. It's crazy.
It took me like 3 days to listen to it.
Oh, my God.
But I think we've reached our point with us.
Perfect.
Yeah, our
1
drives
hour.
only to maybe like Ogden at the most.
Yeah, if
Perfect.
we stop now, we can stay under an hour because we're at 59, 23, 24.
Oh, yeah, we're done.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Peace out, peeps.
Bye.